Well, hold up.
Yep, sorry. We are sorry about the technical interruption there. I hit the wrong button and screwed everything up. So, we're back now. This is episode 17.11, I guess, of the Color Animal Inn. And there is currently some discussion over some party loot that was found last week. As at the end of last week's game, I had mentioned that the characters, because it was so late at night, would go ahead and just kind of off screen, off game, loot all the critters they looted. They'd already been given some cash, but then for some of the other things, I had actually added this to the party loot handout, which is in your journals.
Yep.
Or party loot. There's kind of a list of all things that have been found, and down here there's some new things. So if you haven't looked at those, take a look at them.
Take a look at them.
And the current discussion is about a scroll. And this scroll...
You want me
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, Xander has pulled a scroll out. It happens to be an extremely valuable scroll. You know what? Can we do this? Can I get it? Can I pay the 100 gold to at least get it identified to find out what spell it is?
No.
No.
These things have already been identified.
Oh, okay.
In as much as you can. Again, this is even the spellcasters in the group are not entirely sure how it works. It seems most likely that if you're looking for a spell that you could potentially cast but just did not currently have memorized, it's going to work best for you.
Okay, so someone who couldn't cast spells.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it gave it a spell slot. Oh.
Well, you're not sure. The way it's written seems very different. It looks like the writer of it may have been mad, or maybe he was experimenting and onto something, because it looks like it actually gives you the power to cast a spell, not necessarily just knowledge of the spell. So it's possible, if you can cast it right, that anybody could use this to learn one spell. You know, there's some blank spaces on the scroll that are left to be filled in.
Oh. Huh. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
So it might be nice to maybe do some research on it before you try it, but...
How would we go about doing that research?
That's a good question.
Because that's worth doing.
Can I ask Barth? Hey, Barth, is there any maybe local wizards around Owie that some real knowledge buffs that might have any knowledge on?
Actually, can we go to someone? Actually, more importantly, is there a library or something? Because I'm not sure I'd trust that with. I'm not sure I'd trust someone else with this.
The town's not big enough for a decent library, especially not for something like this. But there are enchanters and alchemists, and in particular, there's a scribe that you've already met that might know something.
I would suggest to the party that we go. We don't make any decisions on it.
There's probably a wizards guild. You can meet some various wizards there. I do have a list of like half a dozen caster types NPCs, but I have to find it. It is.
We'll have to be very careful because I think
cards.
most people would be very, very interested in getting their hands on that item.
Well, if we took it to like an archmage, I don't think he gives a crap. He knows all the spells.
Also, make sure it's a wizard, not a sorcerer. Wizard can learn any spell they want by just copying it into their book.
Well, it can also be copied to your book.
Oh, it can.
Oh no, what I mean is it's less valuable to a wizard because they can already get whatever spell they want pretty much.
Oh,
they're slightly less likely to try and take it from us.
Mm-hmm.
When you say don't take it to a sorcerer, I eye you up and down. Yes, sorcerer.
Yes, it would be extremely valuable to someone like me.
I think it would be very invaluable.
Indeed.
Okay, so Sir William Vesa and Red are apparently going to have a D100 off. Vesa
There it
lost.
is. All yours.
Woo! Is that mysterious white cloak you kept talking about by any chance?
No, it's a
No.
swim.
It's a belt of swimming, basically.
Oh, it's because he kept mentioning it. Oh. I only said that because he kept mentioning he had a cloak that would make him swim better.
No,
Uh,
I never said that. I said I had a new shiny cloak and it's white.
Oh.
could he? Because wow, if I could speak tonight. Does Barth know of anyone that might have this kind of knowledge?
The first name he has for you is Elizabeth the Enchantress.
Sounds sexy.
Yeah. And she is, she specializes in making magic items, not so much in making scrolls and such, but she is the highest level wizard that he knows of.
Then I suggest we speak to her.
Yeah, that sounds.
We haven't spent
good.
all my money.
Sorry, I'm still trying to flip through my cards. I've got other NPCs somewhere, but as is
I'd like to
usual for
ask
me.
Barth how he thinks, whether just as his best guess, how powerful he thinks the scribe who sells the scrolls would be in comparison.
Oh, she's pretty good. I mean, she can whip out the third level scrolls for you. So I would guess she could probably make fourth or fifth level for herself. I wouldn't really know. I'm not much of a scribe myself, except for keeping track of the beer tabs. Ha ha ha.
Well, you see, because this is clearly a matter that would probably be best to do with known to a scribe, seeing as it is a scroll,
Oh, absolutely.
and also deals with imparting spells to those who don't have them, which can be done with scrolls.
Okay, well, let's take a vote. What do you guys think? Say 1 or 2. 1 for the Enchantress, 2 for the Scribe.
I'm going to let you decide because I've just thought something else. The Enchantress might know more about it because there are such things as pages and rings of spell knowledge, which basically mean as long as you have them, you know a spell.
This could be.
So the Enchantress would know.
So they might know of an effect similar to this. However, this appears to be somewhat different, and they might only know of the standard one.
What do you
I
think?
think someone should read it.
Maybe we shouldn't read. I don't want to
No,
totally
we
waste
don't.
it. That'd be
I think Vanier should
I've got
just
to
read
read
it.
magic. I can tell you I can tell you it without actually casting it. If it's just a scroll. I can decipher it,
I would say you just cast it.
but I'd need to know how it works to decide which spell it should give. Because I mean, if it just made me give a normal, here's the
just
thing:
pick
if
a
it just
spell.
gave me a spell like known like normal, then I don't think I'd be able to use it for a spell above second level.
Which is fine.
Yeah, but if
But
it also
if it can
worked on
give us
normal
bonus
people
anyway.
and gave them it as a spell like ability, then they could help themselves to something more powerful.
Well, yeah, like if it was either me or Cerveza that popped it, we could throw, instead of javelins, we have firebolts or something like that.
That's
On the
kind
other
of
hand, I wonder if
true.
it would let me use my stat boosted skill levels that I can't normally use.
Well,
I mean, if
as
David would get the most out of it, that'd be cool. But
Yeah.
if it's just going to give like a cantrip or like a first level spell, he's got all those to his. Might be more for
I mean, as
Presto,
far as I
maybe
can tell, there are blanks, and you just
Yeah.
fill them in, and then you get whatever you get.
Yeah, what I'm saying
Scribbling
is,
a million gold.
That's
No,
'cause what I'm
spell.
saying is
Like
it sort
you
of
just read
depends
a
on-
spell.
Yes, but if it was one that was already on my spell list, would I just end up having it as known for that level?
No. It has blanks on the scroll, so you fill in the blanks, and then you cast it, and whatever you fill in the blanks is what you get.
Right. In that case,
So you get to pick what spell you learn.
Yeah, I'm saying if it's limited to what spells I could cast anyway in terms of spell slots, then I wouldn't be able to use it for something better than a level 2 spell, because it'd just go onto my spells known, and I can't cast spells higher than that. Because, like,
Alright,
say if I got a page of spell knowledge that contained the third level spell haste, if I had that on me, I still wouldn't be able to cast it because I don't have third level slots.
All right, but when you do,
But as a source,
you will.
yeah, when you do. So yeah, because as a sorcerer, when you level up, you get new spell slots. You can forget spells and learn new spells. Only when you level up.
And this would be on top of whatever you level up to.
So essentially, you just have another spell memorized permanently.
It's good either way. Any way you look
Yeah.
at it, it's a good scroll.
Oh, yeah.
But let's go to an enchanter. Let's go to the
I
enchanter.
want to know more about it first.
Yeah. I throw Barth 5 gold coins. Thanks for
Cool.
the information, Barth.
Hey, glad to help, our friends. Y'all come back and let me know what you decide to do with that, okay?
Will do, buddy.
All right.
Let me just minus 5 gold.
And give me a moment here.
Oh, I'm
This is
sorry,
what-
Ajax. Is there anything you wanted to do, bud? We kind of left you out, brother. Sorry about that. I don't know if he's muted.
You might
Yeah, no, I'm just listening. I'm fine.
You got anything you want to do?
No, I'm tap dancing on the bar. I suppose they probably will tell me to get off pretty soon. But no, I'm just kind of waiting for you guys to decide to do whatever you're going to do, and I'm just going to go along.
Start making it rain on Presto. Anyway.
I pick up a bar stool and use it like an umbrella.
Well, I'm sure there are probably some broken ones. You could probably makeshift one, yeah.
If you need to use magic device skill check on the thing or on the scroll of spell knowledge, then just use the dust of emulation so that you can use it.
Yeah, that would work pretty well. All right, but yeah,
I don't think
Enchanter
you
seems to be the way to
need
go.
it, because you only need to use magical device to use a device that could be used by another class.
I'm just saying, if you do need to, if you like, say, if you don't have use magic device, then just use the dust of emulation so you can use it.
That would be a good idea. Anyway, we'd like to go to that enchanter, I think we decided.
Yes, I do believe you did, and I am in the process of making that possible.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and dance. Oh, maybe I'll go over to the. There must be. Oh, there's a stage, some bards and stuff. I'm gonna throw some. I'll throw some gold to these guys and have them play me a jaunty tune.
Ah,
Another 5 gold. They get the gold.
How much gold do you have? You can just keep throwing it away.
I have over 2k. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Oh, have you not spent yours?
Oh, I spent mine. That's what. I don't need to spend it on anything else. So now I'm just saving it for something. Who knows?
Oh, I spent mine because I wanted scrolls.
Nice. I like the tune.
there's
I throw them another gold. That's pretty nice. Good job, guys.
I forgot. How do you learn how to be proficient in a new weapon?
It's if it's like an
Is it
exotic
feats?
weapon, it's a feat for it.
I don't think a longbow is an exotic weapon, is it?
I think there might be feats for
It's a
it
martial
normally.
weapon.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I think
longbow.
there's feats for that too.
Yeah.
So why do you need a feat to use? So do you not have longbow proficiency?
Rogues don't get longbow proficiency.
Really?
They get short bow, hand crossbow, light crossbow, heavy crossbow, and simple weapons. If I remember correctly.
Wait, what race were you again?
Rat
Rat.
folk, and we don't get that either.
Nah. So some
think you-
races get free proficiencies.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
like
you
elves
just have
get
to
longbow.
go martial proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing the 6th player. 6th token. Oh, right there. I forgot Xander moved down there.
Oh, sorry about that. I'll move
No,
up by
that's
Nikki.
all right. Well, now I got to do it again.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Just trying to be helpful. Oh, do.
Copy. And
Oh, this is a nice place.
there we go. So you go into town.
This looks like a
And
wizard tower.
yeah, it's actually only 2 or 3 stories tall, but it's fairly nice. And when you get in here, the shopkeeper kind of smiles and greets you and speaks out. Well, hello there. My name is Elizabeth, and I am the Enchantress. There you go. Putting her name in here. And My shop is open to you for all your enchanting needs. If there's anything in particular you're looking for, just let me know. I'll be glad to help.
Xander's
I
actually
see.
been here
Actually-
before.
I've been here before to buy scrolls and stuff. I say that actually we found a rather unusual scroll, and we were wondering if she knew anything about it.
Oh, as a matter of fact, let me take a look at that.
I guess
Who's holding it?
it would be me because I pulled it out of the bag to show everyone. So, all right, just give it to her. This is the scroll.
Oh, this is interesting. I've seen things like this before, but never one like this. This very, very interesting. And she's actually gonna kind of make sure that you're cool with it, and she's gonna step around the corner here and start flipping through books and stuff, trying to figure out what she can figure out. After a little while, she comes up. She's going to explain to you. All right, so this is a scroll of spell knowledge, but as I'm sure you've seen, and she kind of points to various places, it looks like whoever wrote this spell left it deliberately blank. I'm not really sure what he was thinking, but I think that I've been able to decipher the way he was thinking enough. So what it looks like you need to do is get a scroll that has the spell that you want to learn on it. And then what you plug that scroll into this blank here and here and here, and you put these parts, and kind of gets a little technical into it. People who have arcane spell knowledge will understand the crafting of a spell. And it looks like you're basically cutting and pasting the scroll into various places here. And then you're supposed to fill in here and here with giving the spell some information on yourself. It looks like it wants a drop of your blood down here. And then I'm not sure what is going to happen. There's, with all magics, of course, there's a chance of failure, and depending on how powerful whoever wrote this was, and I guess just the god's whims, will determine how powerful the spell can be.
So there's no limits to say how powerful the spell could be plugged into that.
It doesn't look like there's any built-in limit, but I would assume that the more power you try to channel through this one scroll, the more chances you're going to have of something going wrong. If you were to be safe, this would give a spell a mage like myself knowledge of one new cantrip or something. That's about as far as I personally would push it. But if you're brave, it could even give someone with no magic skills at all one spell. And I'm not even sure if I'm reading that correct.
I ask her if she has any idea of what would happen if you tried to use it to give someone who can cast spells a spell of a higher level than they can currently cast.
She says that it looks like it would just, that you would have the knowledge of that spell. It just, you wouldn't be able to access it safely until you reach that level. You might be able to access it. It looks like, once it's in there, it's in there. That's the way I've always understood magic to be. But
I also ask her if she has any idea how it would actually work in terms of casting it if you can't normally cast spells.
well, as you know, there are tiny beings living inside our blood that give us power, known as magic. And someone who doesn't have magic naturally would have to get these chloromidians in their, in their skins.
I was actually typing out. I thought you were about to say midi-chlorians.
Yeah. And believe it or not, I was using this before fucking George Lucas.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, everyone knows magic's in the blood. That's how sorcerers even exist.
Yeah. Mine are very different. I have a reason and a a plot behind them. They're not fucking called midichlorians, but the basic idea is the same thing. So apparently the drop of blood makes a genetic change in you, magically giving you the ability to cast magic.
How
So that
dangerous
could be
would
cool
it
for
be?
Xander.
How dangerous would it be for someone, say like myself or Cerveza or even Presto, to learn
Well,
a cantrip?
actually,
Extraordinarily.
Dangerous?
Yes.
difficult.
I wouldn't say it's worth
Okay,
it for a
so-
cantrip, to be honest.
Well, the higher you go up, the more chance you're going to have of failure.
I mean, personally, I'd try and stick one of those scrolls of fireballs into it and use it on myself. That's what I would try to do, even though I know that's very risky.
yeah, that is extremely risky.
I'd also
But
ask
you-
you to all stand at least
yeah.
20 feet away from me while I did that, just in case. That's the blast radius
I
for
don't think
fireball.
Elizabeth wants you in her
Yeah, you will
spot.
not be
Her would
casting
doing
that
it.
spell in my store. I have too many beautiful, expensive things here, and I haven't spent all my life collecting them to let them go boom. You can tell
Oh, I
Elizabeth
say I
is
had no intention of doing this anywhere near people.
she's a very, very cautious person.
Probably good in this line of work.
Yeah,
I mean, I only have a wisdom of 8, so I'd definitely be happy to. So if the party would let me, I would totally risk it on that.
So
Without even
Vesa's
thinking twice.
Vesa heard the word brave mentioned. And Vesa's going to be, upon returning to my higher ups, I was informed that upon slaying the demon, I awoke my celestial blood inside of me. So, like you, Thanier, I also have a bloodline, but mine is for angels rather than dragons. And particularly of note, I can have access to both arcane and divine magic.
Yeah, but don't paladins get a spell list anyway?
Yeah.
Don't you? Aren't you a
But this
spellcaster
it's clearly
normally?
better if it's on us. I wouldn't waste it on divine spells because I think paladins can just get access to all the ones on their divine list anyway.
Yes,
Up to
but I
level 4.
wouldn't actually get. Technically, I wouldn't actually get spells until 5th level paladin, because you have
Oh, no, what I'm
0
saying is-
spells per day at level 5.
Oh yeah, what I
For
was
me.
saying is I'd suggest using it on the arcane half instead,
Exactly.
because that's where you'd have
Exactly.
limited spells known if you were to try it. Because it's a waste.
Yeah.
It'd be like trying to. Because paladins weren't like clerics, I think, where they just sort of have their spell list and they just prepare them at the day by asking their god nicely for which ones they want.
Do you want to just out of character roll for it between the three of us?
Unless you can think of a better way.
300 off.
you don't have to use it tonight, folks.
Well,
Yeah.
I think they just want to know who has it
I
in
mean-
inventory, so no one
I
can
mean,
just come in and take
Nick brought it up, so he definitely gets the go-to. But if he thinks it's dangerous, then maybe it would be better to not. It's up to him.
it. Well,
I mean, I
was
don't
hoping
see
to learn
any
a
re-
cantrip, but I was hoping
I mean,
to fireball.
I can't think of any in character reason that we wouldn't immediately try and do this.
Yeah,
Well,
it
yeah,
sounds
but-
really cool.
it sounds badass, but if we were to say give it to Thanier, wouldn't it be more valuable as a because you only get so many say level, if we ever got to that point, level 9 spells, level 8 spells, level 7 spells.
I
This
don't
one-
think we will reach level 9 spells.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Never
But-
know. So to kind of reiterate,
Also, you
what I
do
was-
need a scroll of the spell you're trying to stick in there, so anything above 3rd level is pretty much out of bounds
Yeah,
anyway,
this-
because that's the
this
highest
is
we can
true.
buy.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
I have a couple
longer
of
you-
3rd levels on me.
The longer you wait to use this, the more valuable it gets.
This is true. This is why it says invaluable.
Yep. And basically what I was trying to say is that just imagine there's a spectrum, right? Starting from 0 going to 100% fatality. The simpler the change that you make is, the less you change, the more likely it is to work. So if you're if you're given a sorcerer spell to a sorcerer of a level they can already cast, almost certain to work. If you're given a divine spell to an evil rogue that can't cast spells at all, it's
Would play an
unlikely
evil
to
rogue.
Let me
work at all.
put it this way.
The rogue's gonna
Vesa
explode.
can get paladin spells. He can also get arcane spells. The only issue is that out of character, I'm never gonna build him to get those arcane spells from his class.
Yeah.
So
I
this
mean-
is the only way I'd ever be able to get that. That's just my argument.
No,
spellbook,
you
right?
have to accept the possibility is still there. You can't claim honestly that this is the only way you'd ever be able to get
Exactly.
that.
Exactly. But like honestly, that's a thing.
The only way you'd likely to get that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. For like a fighter with 13 in, I mean, wizards just rely on their intelligence and they study.
Yep.
How
You're taking a bump for the intelligence being low. You're taking a bump for being a fighter and not having any inherent magical. You're taking a bump for it being just arcane magic as opposed to something more along your lines. It would be
I get the impression that the setting up of the scroll would probably involve some form of spellcraft as well.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
of course, the level of the spell you're trying to get, the higher it is, the more of a bump you're getting there.
I was hoping to make my Eldritch Knight. Oh well. I'll relinquish.
Now, see, if you were
my-
to take, if you skip a level, take a rank of mage, wizard or something, then you wouldn't be taking that bump anymore.
Yeah, but by that time I could just be an Eldritch Knight and I'd have my own spells.
True.
So it wouldn't be. I mean, yeah, it'd still be valuable, but not as valuable to me personally. No, I thought it was just like there are some tomes out there that give you +2 strength if you read it all the way through after like 48 hours. I thought it was something like that.
It is sort of. Excuse me.
Yeah, but it's a little more difficult than what I personally thought it was going to be.
Yeah. No, it's not a guaranteed result by any means.
Yeah, and I don't want to leave my chances up the dice. I don't need my character's head
Well,
exploding.
So it's
You
between
don't-
me and Cerveza?
Here's the thing.
I think so.
Remember that we do have a dust of emulation.
I don't think that would fix this.
Because we can both use scrolls, so it's okay. We don't have to use magic device.
I think he means for me.
Yeah,
Oh, for him, yeah. For him, yeah.
If you really wanted it, dust of
I mean-
emulation would work perfectly for him.
That would not. That would get rid of the use magic device check. That's it though.
Yeah, it's cool, guys. I mean, I thought it was something different. I was gonna, and I didn't. I wasn't. I was purposely unsneaky about it because I did bring it up, going, "Hey, blah 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 blah." So, I mean, you guys can roll on it. You might want to just kind of put. You can put like, if you want to save it for later.
I mean, Daniel, you're gonna get fireball if you do it, right?
Probably, yeah.
Almost guaranteed. I
Yep.
would probably lean towards protection from evil spell because that's on the like divine and arcane lists, and it's only a first level spell.
Oh, just
And-
just 1 second, guys.
Yeah.
I asked Elizabeth, how much would she be willing to pay for this?
Her eyes
Yeah, I
get
refuse.
huge. She starts looking around. Cash?
Yeah, I am not selling
Maybe
this thing. I
maybe
will
you
not let
consider
you
trades. I have some
about-
some
what about
lovely
that bookshelf?
enchanted armor over here.
Can we have that bookshelf with everything on it?
She seems to be thinking it over.
I mean, yeah, you get a spell, but you're going to naturally get fireball, David. I mean, this could be some pretty sweet ass magic items for everyone.
You know how valuable having an extra spell is to a sorcerer. It's really difficult to get, and it's the main thing that makes them weaker than wizards in most situations.
How
Mhm.
do you get new spells?
I
Okay.
get a limited number when I level up, basically.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
I'm
much.
curious, does this actually give him a spell slot, or it just allows him to know?
It would
It
be
lets me
one
know
more
small
spell
spells
that
and
he
then-
knows.
He
I
has
could
one
know
more
more
spell
spells than any other
permanently.
sorcerer, basically.
Elizabeth says that she thinks that if someone did not have any inherent magical ability, it would be equivalent of one spell slot
So once
Yeah.
a day,
once a day.
unless it's a cantrip.
Well, no, even
mean-
as a cantrip, maybe. She's not sure.
I mean, usually when you can get like spell-like abilities, even if they're cantrips, they're limited uses per day.
Well, it's still limited. I mean, you only have so many per day, like a spell slot. That's still limited uses per day.
Yep.
It just gives
Do you want to
more.
just roll for it?
I
We could
can't
like
think of a
rock
better
paper
way.
scissors in game.
I was really
mean-
not expecting this to be this
So-
much discussion.
Well, it's a pretty
It's
awesome.
a really cool item.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, do we want to discuss that we could sell this for like items for everyone?
I do not want to.
I
Spell
would
it.
I would actually be okay with that.
Okay,
But
so
I would
know
want.
David
I
doesn't.
would want items, not consumables. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that I would say.
How
I'd
about
want
you,
something really powerful in return for this, though. That's something that we wouldn't be allowed to have because it would break the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't say, "Oh, I don't want anything that I want something that would break the game." When this doesn't break the game itself, it
It
just
kind of
gives you-
does.
Can I just get like
Yeah,
a
what I'm
bag
saying
Put
is
this
filled with
much
that's how
thought into
powerful.
this.
That's how powerful this sort of item is in my eyes, though. You see an extra spell slot. It's
Yeah,
like-
but you take a
It's not an
gamble.
extra
pretty
spell
much a
slot. It's
custom-
just an extra known
No.
spell.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
an
A
extra
free
known
spell known is like one of the. It's one of
I
the
just- I
hardest
just
things to
asked
actually
because-
acquire. I mean,
I asked because if you roll bad and it blows up in your face, you've wasted a
would
spell
this involve
scroll.
a spellcraft roll? Because if so, I was going to use my brownie points to make it a nat 20.
Not on this one.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of
I
those ones.
mean,
If we can sell it and give everybody an item, that would be the best route. 100%.
What can we look at our items?
yeah. How
Yeah.
much would we get for this in terms of how much? Yeah, how
Trade.
much would we be getting in return in trade?
She offers $12,000 or 12,000 gold.
12,000. So
Divided by 6, 2,000 each.
I
That's
don't know
pretty
about
decent.
that.
I don't know.
well, there might be something that we can all use that would be pretty awesome. Is there anything that like she has that is kind of rare within the 12,000 gold range that something most of us could use?
I don't know. Feel free to look through the books.
Oh, I gotta look. I didn't know if she had anything specific. All right. And you guys can too. See if there's anything that catches your fancy.
Take a look.
I'm not aware of many items that would be useful for an entire party at once, to be honest.
That's the fun. You
Um,
never know.
Well, we could get a ranged weapon with a +2 bonus, keen, and something else on it, and everybody would be able to use it.
Well, you got the slotless things.
Let's say it'd
I
probably
could also check slotless, yeah.
I mean, I'd look there
Better
because
quick.
the other stuff would be just something that one of us could equip.
Slotless.
Yeah. And I see some pretty cool stuff. Up to
12,000.
12.
Holy shit, yeah.
A golem manual.
Good
Still need to
lord.
find-
Ornament of healing light. There's some pretty good stuff.
We're looking at the wondrous items page, right?
Yeah, wondrous items,
Yeah.
slotless. Bag of truth.
Instant bridge.
Throw an instant bridge on someone.
Also known
Win.
as a ladder.
Oh my god. A lot of these are like one use. That's the only problem with me.
Yeah.
Oh man, if we had a little more, we could get a broom of flying.
How much more do we need?
A lot more. Need 5,000 more.
A little bit more. Just a little bit.
I mean, I have 2,000, but I think everyone spent their gold. So
I have 1,000 at the moment, I think.
the
Let me
carpet of flying. Carpet of flying would
I
be
have
what we
2,000.
really want.
I have 2,000 gold.
Cauldron of flying. What the hell is a cauldron of?
It's like a carpet. Or you just climb into a big old cauldron.
Nice. That's awesome.
The way you make it fly, though, you have to cut up carrots and onions.
Oh, sweet. They even smell better. That's awesome.
Oh, carpet of flying would be really nice, though.
Yeah. Soundings. We'd need 8,000 more.
I have 2,000 gold. If we save up a little bit, we could probably get a carpet of flying for the party.
Yeah, we need 4,000 between the rest of the party.
I'm grabbing something, Gabby.
If y'all ever get the chance, talk to the players' Tyndall and Bug, and I forget what Nick's Ori's character is, the guys who played my Mirandar campaign. Talk to them about flying carpets and how well they work. Because
Okay,
Nick's character in that game had one and flew it because he was
They're-
best at it.
they're amazing. I in one of my 5e games that I was running, I gave the party a magic flying carpet, but it was only everybody was only like level 2, so it was kind of really overpowered. So the rule was that you had to be over sand for it to work.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it could only go so high and a bunch of things. But like it was just situational. Here, have a magic carpet. That's really convenient.
Oh man, we need a bard. I said we. Let's tell him we need a bard. The drums.
So I have a
Drums of haste.
suggestion.
Drums of
We could get
haste.
the
Wow.
We could see
Uh,
about getting something custom enchanted.
the Ion Stone that gives somebody a +2 enhancement bonus to Constitution, so that if they die, we can just throw it at their head.
I don't think it works that way.
They suddenly just gain 4 HP.
Oh, there's one for Thanir. Elixir of Fire Breath.
No, I can get that with a second. I can do fire breathing as a second level spell if I really wanted. And that scroll's way cheaper.
It's just, oh, it's not a scroll. It's just an elixir.
I know, but I don't think elixirs actually work more than once.
No, they don't.
But exactly, so I could get a scroll that does pretty much the same thing for cheaper. Might be slightly less damage, but you can, like... The scroll actually lets you breathe fire 3 times for less damage each time.
We can get a folding boat.
Interesting.
Oh. Ow, I want his charges.
And y'all didn't even look at the other stuff on the loot list, did you?
I did.
There's some cool
The
stuff on
scrolls?
there,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Masterwork Spear, and then the potion and the scrolls.
yeah. I thought the Masterwork Spear's
I
been there
think-
slightly longer than that.
Yeah.
I think Scathor took the Aquatic Cummerbund.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
his.
The other
That's
ones are
it.
just potions, which we will use as
Yeah.
necessary.
So yeah, I found all this stuff because I was looking for Presto, because he didn't have a good dex. I was like, I wonder if there's anything in here that gives dex. And I came across all this stuff, and I was like, oh, there's something. And I finally looked down, and I was like, oh shit. There we go.
Yeah, I can't find any slotless items that would be good for anybody, like everybody, all at once.
Well, there
Except
is,
for the magic carpet. But we need
yeah,
more
there
gold
is,
for that.
but we
I've
need
had an interesting idea.
to have certain feats.
Let's see, fly is a level 3 spell. So 3 times
Could
5
get a
is
Cloak of
50.
Resistance +3 for 9,000.
Yeah, but that's for one person again. I was just hoping we could find something that all of us could use. That just kind of helped the party, but
There are wands.
There are wands.
If you got a high level spell enchanted into a wand, be used
Well,
multiple
one's only got up
times.
to level 4, so not that high.
Find out. Third level would be 11,250. So you could get a third level cleric, druid, or wizard spell in a wand,
So 50 charges
which could
of
very well be
fly
fireball.
or fireball.
You know,
Fireball.
I think if we had a limited charges per day item that cast fly, fly. It would have to fly. Doesn't work on more than one person. Sorry, my bad. I was thinking because if you get an item with limited charges per day, you can reduce the price of it instead of having it be as much as you want. Because I'm looking at the things for creating magic items. I could try and pay her to make one, as
Well,
in
there-
give that in return.
There is a spell that can be used once a day. A wind fan for 5,500 can cast Gust of Wind once a day with no risk. If you use it more than that, though, 20% cumulative chance per usage during that day to tear it into useless non-magical tatters.
Yeah, that's. See, I don't know. I think like a +2 crossbow with keen and something else on it, another +1 enchantment, because that way
I
everybody
mean, we
can
could
use the
afford a
simple
third
weapons.
level
I
spell
don't-
wand if you wanted.
I don't know that you can actually get keen on a crossbow.
We discussed this
No, it'd have
last
to be on the
week.
bolts. It'd have to be
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
bolts.
that'd be
We
ridiculous.
discussed this last week.
Yeah, you'd lose the bolts eventually.
Yeah, the most powerful magic item you could get would be a wand of a third level spell. Because that's
Yep.
11,250 GP.
2,000 to everybody in cash sounds good.
This here's one. That sounds pretty neat. The Migrus Locker. This small locker is carved from fossilized wood and is usually found chained and sealed. When the locker is unsealed and opened, the Migrus, a desiccated, hairless cat with a humanoid face, is found within. After a few moments, the Migrus animates and begins to clean itself, and its face begins to take the appearance of the creature who opened the Migrus Locker. The Migrus considers the last creature to release it from the locker is its master. The Migrus moves in a strange jerky motion and obeys simple verbal commands from its master. The Migrus takes a very literal and brutal approach to problem solving
Hmm.
and is fond of taking trophies. If the Migrus is slain, it decays messily overnight in a glistening slick of putrid fluid. At the next dawn, the Migrus reconstitutes within its locker. If the locker is open before dawn, the partially reconstituted Migrus is visible inside, consuming the remnants of its former body.
It's a cat familiar, basically.
Yeah,
A dead
Sounds
cat
really
familiar.
creepy.
It's a creepy cat familiar.
Yes.
Yeah,
that never dies.
really creepy.
I mean, it
Don't-
can die, but it just reforms again the next day.
You can. There is a way to kill it permanently, but
Yeah, you have to
So-
destroy the locker.
So the 2,000 gold to everybody would be the easy way out, but I think it would be really fun to actually see what happens.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
guys want to, it was just an idea.
I mean, I'd really prefer for one of us to use it than to just sell it for 2,000 gold each.
It would be more fun to use it.
It would be more fun that way.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 2 for using it. What do you think, Red?
I don't mind either way. I mean, it would be nice to have 2,000 gold, in which I would recommend somebody who has charisma to try and persuade her to.
I did roll a diplomacy.
You did.
You did?
That did happen.
to give us more gold for it.
Yeah.
But
Now,
Jokingly
let me go
asking
ahead
for
and-
the entire bookshelf.
Let me go ahead and explain to you the purpose of the party loot. In case you weren't here when I introduced it a few games back, party loot stuff exists in Hammer Space. And for those of you who don't know what Hammer Space is, imagine a Bugs Bunny cartoon where Bugs Bunny's just standing there naked, as Bugs Bunny is wont to do, and he's fighting Elmer Fudd. And Elmer Fudd turns around, Bugs Bunny reaches behind himself and pulls out a hammer and whacks Elmer Fudd with it. And where was that hammer? It wasn't in his pocket. He doesn't have a pocket back here. He's a bunny. It was in Hammer Space. So when
Nice.
you need it, you just reach into Hammer Space and you can pull something out of party loots.
I like that.
You can
That's
also put things in there, which has not happened very often. But if you have something you don't want to use, you don't want to sell, you think maybe someone else would use it, stick it in party loots.
Yeah, that's why we should probably leave the potions in there.
yeah,
Yep.
I'm leaving the aquatic cummerbund in there then.
Rectal hammer.
Okay.
That's right, Ajax.
Yep.
So yeah, So we've got 2 people who want to use it, 1 who doesn't mind. I don't think Ajax seems to mind either way. So perhaps 2 more people's opinion needs to weigh in.
It kind of sucks that I can't use it and I don't even get anything out of it, but it's party loot. So, I mean, if you guys really think it's going to benefit, like David or Cerveza or whoever wants it, I relinquish my claim on it. How about you, Diana? You're gonna. Well, you don't. You're right. You're a fighter. As I say, I was thinking you were a ranger. So you get spells, but
It would be cool to have a fighter with spells.
yeah,
but you
I
said it
know.
would probably fail if you tried to go for more than a cantrip of limited uses per day.
Yeah, and I probably I'm gonna roll a natural one and blow my.
Yeah, that's true. We have to take that into account.
So that I thought it was just a guaranteed thing. So I don't really care about that. So do you want to put a claim on it too? Do you want to roll for it?
I think we should roll for it. It's the fairest way.
I think we should sell it and everybody get a piece of it.
Okay, so
She wants to sell it.
If it benefits somebody, then I guess it
it will benefit either David or Brandon. So I guess we're in the mindset. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to knock my mic.
If it benefits,
Mindset of
use it.
if you guys think it's going to benefit you more than selling it, roll for it. Rochambeau.
Okay.
Oh,
I say me and Brandon roll 1d100. Whoever rolls highest takes it. That seems fairest, seeing as it's good for both
10,000.
of us.
That 1d100 is probably fine. But I would just like to note, as a player, I think the 2,000 to everyone's probably best. I
Oh,
just
okay.
would really like to see what happens. Mostly. All right, so let's roll off.
Uh-oh.
All right,
It's going to be a tough one.
Good roll.
he can do it. He can do it. I believe in him.
Wow.
Okay,
How
maybe
was
not.
that?
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. So now we need to think of a spell. Likely arcane is my idea.
You've got like
Yeah, only
you've
80
got a
off.
scroll of it.
And I'm not gonna go for a cantrip. I'm gonna try and go for just a first level, because anything higher than that might be a little
Hey,
too
Want
much.
a free shield bonus without having to bother casting it? You could get a free shield spell.
Yep, there is the shield spell. That is a thing.
Nice,
It
you got
doesn't
cure wounds.
does not last very long. But I am going to
one
be.
per caster level. It lasts a minute per caster level. That's
So it would be a minute,
combat.
because it would have to be the minimum, right? I
But
would
it'd
assume
last you for an entire combat.
it would. It would. But my shield specifically has magic on it that I want to use.
Oh, if you've got magic shield, you probably don't want
Who's
that
this
one.
guy who just walked in?
I forget his
You.
name, but he is the local enchanter.
Is this
No,
girl
no,
like
alchemist.
not even the real enchanter? She's like
No, she's the enchanter. This guy's the alchemist, whose
Oh.
name I forgot. Sorry, Mr. Alchemist. I was looking for the card earlier. I think it may be the one of the group that have fallen down behind my bed here that I can't reach until I move a bunch of furniture. And there are other people coming as well, but I'm not able to find their...
What about getting reach? Does that sound fun? Because there's a
yeah.
spell called Long Arm. Again, it's only a minute per level, but it gives you an extra 5 feet of reach.
So
I
I
could
wouldn't
just
say
learn in
no.
large person.
True, but enlarged person won't
I
work
learned-
when you're indoors and lowers your AC. It's up to you then.
I think he
I
shed his
feel like
armor.
enlarged person.
Makes your
I feel
head
like
hit the
enlarged person
ceiling.
might be the best. Yeah, that's okay though, because I wear a helmet.
I mean, one of the reasons I was suggesting Long Arm is it's got a range of personal, so you can't have anyone else cast it on you.
It's also not something that would make sense for Reza.
If you want to
The
go for
other
a large
option
person,
was, yeah, the other option obviously was Featherfall, because falling always hurts,
And we always
and that
do it.
could just straight up save his life at some point.
You don't have to use it now,
um,
bud.
I know.
So
I know. It's just I'd have to probably, or I could just try to do a higher level spell.
earthquake.
Cast it once per day. I would just like take a second level spell, because why not?
in that case, you would have a hard time beating Blur.
So I'm just gonna
Yeah,
walk
Blur
out.
would be
Because you can
really
see
Uh,
mist turn.
I'm not into getting destroyed. See you.
Yeah, he's just looking through a bunch of scrolls, seeing
Oh,
what
wow.
he's gonna do.
Ralph
Oh wow, there are a lot of people here.
and the Ninja Turtles here.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
I mean, we're not going to cast it inside here anyway, so we probably don't need to scare them off.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm curious. Why are all these guys here?
The word has gotten out.
Oh, could we start a bidding war?
No.
I got 12,000 over here. I got 13,000, 14,000.
If
So
we get it up to
Elizabeth-
24,000, I'd be in favour of selling it.
Yep.
But that would be literally doubling the price. It's just that for that much, you could get I could get a +2 charisma headband.
Hey, folks, I'm asking for some RP creativity.
But anyway, I think at this point we've decided to let him have it.
Well, yeah, okay. But Vase is gonna look at the shelf. He's gonna be looking at scrolls, and then he's gonna see all these people walk in, and he's gonna be like, "What's going on?"
Elizabeth the Enchantress. She wears glasses. She has short, dark blonde hair, bronze skin. Her hobby is painting. You can tell this because there's a bunch of Bob Ross style paintings around the place.
Nice.
She's described as charismatic and agile. She's older than she looks. And she
Probably
has.
magic.
You have been able to tell that she is vain. She's very vain about her appearance and her paintings and such. What kind of familiar would this person have?
A
Probably
snake.
cat.
I think a cat. Vane.
Let me have
Oh.
a look.
Oh,
That's
I mean,
true,
clats are always like cleaning themselves. They're always trying to. They always get that like
Prissy
good.
about themselves.
Yeah.
Any other ideas?
Cat sounds
I
good.
don't know. I can't remember the list of familiars.
Oh, she could have like a little monkey that brushes her hair.
Because there's like quite a variety of some ones there, and I bet there's one that would fit really well.
A preening bird? Yeah.
Let me look at the list.
What about an ermine? They're like fancy things they make
Oh,
fancy
yeah,
fur out of,
ermine.
aren't they? That might suit her.
Ermine would be good for somebody who's very vain.
She can always wear it around her neck.
I like it. Ermine it is.
Technically, that would be a weasel.
No, it listed. I don't know. It's
Oh,
listed
it
as
is.
ermine when I just looked
Yeah,
up a list of
okay,
familiars.
Ermine is separate. They are the cousin of the weasel, though. Like, they're the same,
Yeah.
I think, species.
Cool. So as y'all are kind of finishing up your discussion, an ermine comes through a little doggy door at the bottom of the entrance here. And followed behind it is a group of people. Those of you who live here will probably recognize these folks. I have to zoom in a little bit so I make sure I get them correctly. These are some imports from my Mirandar campaign because I have them. Ralph is the alchemist. Walter here is just a straight up wizard. Douglas is a cleric. Nora is, I believe she was a druid. And Martin is a bard. And these 6 people are kind of the local magic, the top of the top, I guess you'd say. Not really a guild, but they're the go-to people. They hang out together and have little parties and do magic and stuff. And the ermine comes in and kind of wraps itself around Elizabeth's shoulders and says, "I got them, mistress. I got them. They're all here." And they're all coming in here, and they're like, "Wow, what is this about a scroll of knowledge? Is this true? Is what your familiar said true?" Elizabeth just sort of nods and says, "Yes. The armored one over there has it. We made an offer, but he didn't want to sell it." And
Vase perks up. Like the armored one. That means me, right?
yes,
He's gonna look over, see all the people, and he is going to assume that they're curious, and he's just gonna come over and say, "Yes, I believe what you heard is true."
this is
and he's
incredible.
gonna hold it
up. May we watch you use it?
He's gonna turn on his detect evil, and he's gonna be like, "Sure."
I would like to point out to them that we're not entirely sure what would happen, as this is a heavily modified scroll, and that I advise they stand at least 20 feet away if they wish to watch, and also that we do this outside.
First off, none of them ping is evil, so you got
Okay.
that going, which is nice. And second off, they all, Walter just sort of chuckles and goes, "Oh, we know exactly how dangerous this can be. That's why we're so interested in watching it. It's a new magic. We would love to see the effects and maybe even learn something if it goes wrong. Maybe we can learn something that'll help our own spells stop going wrong 1% of the time, as they do."
Speaking of your
this-
own spells, are you guys making any new spells?
Maybe.
Would you care to test any of those new spells out on this scroll?
Perhaps. What are you looking for?
What you got?
Well, now you know a wizard doesn't give away his secrets, my friend.
That's very true. Okay, what about the non-wizards here?
Now, any secret special research they'd be doing, they would not share with anybody, not even each other.
Okay,
It's
fair enough.
you know, like Thanier was saying, magic is valuable, and you know, someone comes up with a new spell, they're going to get a patent on it. You know, they don't want everybody suddenly learning it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Should we have them copy this this spell scroll like many times?
I am reasonably confident that that would not be possible.
I know it's a joke.
Yeah, I don't think we should be able to do that.
I mean, otherwise, then the enchanter person would have suggested it by now.
Buy some magic beans. Nice. I'm just gonna sit on the couch. I'm gonna watch.
So
I suggest-
Elizabeth offered us 12,000 gold pieces for the scroll. Would anybody like to offer anything more than that?
They all gasp and look around. And
Charge him for watching. Yeah, Diana says charge him for watching.
Charge them for watching.
a bidding war breaks out.
Nice.
All right, do we have 13?
When all is said and done, they stop at 17,000.
Oh man, you gotta sell
17?
it.
17,000 split 6 ways. That's almost 3,000 gold apiece.
That's Walter who's offering it.
That's 2,800 a piece, plus a little bit extra. You know,
It's up to you.
I feel like that's kind of a good offer because that way everybody benefits. And being a paladin, he's a little bit selfless. He was curious, but I don't know. As a player, I really want to try it, but as a character, I kind of don't think I would. So at this point, I'd probably be like, if you can bump it up to 3,000 a head, then I'll do it.
They look around at each other. That's 18,000 total. Is it worth it? I've never seen a scroll like this. Yeah, but
This
think of
scroll
the
could add
danger.
This scroll in
scroll could add
particular.
any spell.
Yeah.
Any spell you can get a scroll of, you can just know. Just using this scroll.
That is correct. One of a kind.
It
You won't
makes
find it anywhere else.
It makes it extremely flexible, and it allows for just about anything to be learned by anybody.
Which, if you take into account, you can take a farm boy and teach him how to do magic.
Nora turns
I
around.
think we're meant to be trying to encourage them.
It's like, this isn't natural. This is a crime against nature. I refuse to be a part of this. She walks out.
She the druid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paper's
Druids.
natural.
Douglas
I kind of
steps-
point out to Walter, haven't you ever wanted to maybe dabble in the divine without actually having to serve a god?
Douglas looks just furious at this. How dare you, sir? All divine magic come from gods. If he chooses to learn a divine spell, he might be choosing a god at random.
That would be pretty funny.
Nonsense.
Vesa contemplates. That would be hilarious. Probably really bad.
What's a reward without a little risk?
I mean, if none of you are going to buy it for $3,000 a head, then I will use it myself.
Ralph looks around, looks at the group. Martin kind of chuckles and says, "You know, it sure would be fun to know a new magic spell. I can get something from the illusion, some illusion magic. That would make my songs even better." And the rest just kind of face palm.
I point to him and I go, "Yeah, that's right." And it makes a great story. You
Ah,
have gotten a
Bard.
scroll no one else has gotten.
And if you enchant your music with illusion magic, you could actually bring your music to life.
That's true. I've seen that happen before.
Martin reaches into his pocket and he pulls out an opal the size of your thumb, like the first knuckle of your thumb. Pretty
Okay.
big size for an opal. And he hands it to Walter. Says, "See if they'll take that." Walter shrugs and says, 17,000 and a shiny rock.
17,000 in a shiny rock.
I want to appraise
I don't
this
know.
opal.
Yeah, so do I.
Go for it.
He'll pass it
I don't
around.
trust this guy.
Yeah, I guess I can too. I'll get in there.
We're appraising this together, I assume.
You can do if you want.
No, we're going to do it separately, and then we're going to compare what we think. Because unless we get a consensus that it's worth it, then this guy's probably trying to scam us. And I may have to show him the leg of the last person who crossed us.
That's true. That happened.
I like how Presto is trying to.
I think it's a piece
Presto's
of
doing his
glass.
thing. You think it's a piece of glass?
Yeah, that's what I think too. What do you mean you can't?
Anybody else appraising?
Look right here.
I can
Where was the
sense
door
motive.
again?
Yeah, click here.
Where's the door to
I
this
will
room?
sense motive him.
Okay, no.
It's very important I know where the door to this room is because something needs to be done right now.
It's
Would
right
it be
here
this?
behind the wizards.
I go and stand directly in front of it.
Diana's trying to appraise it, but
Yeah,
she
that's
forgot
what I
to
thought.
click
I'm still throwing some whispers.
I'm gonna have to politely decline that offer. I mean, you
I
can feel free to
advise
watch me cast
not
it on myself.
I advise this guy not to try and trick people. They might get angry.
No, all's forgiven.
Oh no, this is what my character says.
Can I
Oh.
ask?
It's a little
I
subtle
ask,
warning.
what's your name? Thin Ear. Can you cast detect magic to see if he casts an illusion spell on it? I whisper to him.
I will use my detect magic.
These beans really are magical.
Well, they are the magical fruit.
Thanir goes over by the door and he casts detect magic. And there are things glowing everywhere in this place.
It's an enchanter's shop. What do you expect?
Yeah. Runes are detected on the walls, on the doors, and all over the place. Some of the paintings even are enchanted. Ajax, can you mute yourself again, please? Thanks. Sorry about that.
I'm going to take the time to just concentrate on that little rock.
The rock itself
However
is
long it takes to
not.
focus.
It is not glowing as magic.
Oh, I was just wondering if bards are tricky like that.
And Walter kind of turns over here and gives Thanir a little wink and a smile, and it's like, yeah, smart man, smart man. I would have done that myself.
So I'm gonna have to politely decline your offer for 17,000 and this thing.
Walter sighs, but gives you a grandfatherly smile. Well, that's certainly your decision, sir. And
You're
I
welcome
wish
to
we'd
watch.
had more for you, but if you're willing to let us watch, we're certainly going to still consider ourselves as coming out ahead on this deal. And he hands the gem back to Martin, who kind of flicks it up into the air and then catches it in his pouch.
All right.
Flourish.
So he's gonna go back to the scroll shelf, and he's going to have to make a decision. And he would.
Folks, let's take a 5-minute break here because we just hit the 1 hour mark. And when we come back, let's maybe have a decision and see what that is. Or maybe we'll just discuss it some more when we come back to the Color Animal Inn.
To see what happens if I fail.
Because as much as I'd like the money, I don't think it'd be fair for me to just change my mind now that I'm not the one getting to use it.
Yeah, I get that it's kind of unfair, but just to have it happen would be cool.
Yeah, I think we should try this.
Go for it.
Because 3,000 gold, I'm broke as fuck. So 3,000 gold is really tempting, but even still, no, I'd rather just have this plot device happen.
The way I see it, there's always more loot somewhere else.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, if we did sell it, then we'd just end up having more loot, and we'd probably have to adjust the amount of loot we get anyway, or